Next, as promised, let's get to meet a medical doctor with a passion for writing prose and poetry that address societal issues at a Lagos event where he recently launched his latest book.
Dr. Tolu Ajayi qualified as a medical doctor in 1970 from the University of Liverpool Medical School. He also specialized in psychiatry at Memorial University in Newfoundland, Canada. But medicine always had a complementary rival in his heart: writing. Since publishing his novel titled The Year in 1981, he has gone on to publish many other works, including a collection of poetry titled Images of Lives. His short story, Family Planning, which is part of the Eyes of the Night collection, won the BBC Africa World Service 50th Anniversary Short Story Competition. Recently, at an event held in Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital, guests gathered to witness the launch of Ajayi's latest book, Mystery at the Ministry. Tolu Ajayi, the inaugural chairman of the Association of Nigerian Authors, Lagos chapter, told a bit of his story.
In secondary school, I was good at literature, but I was also good in biology. But I missed my poetry books after when I started doing medicine. So, but then sometimes in the night, a lot of poetry will just be coming to my mind. Words, how I could put them together, poetry about this and that I had to wake up in the night to go and put them down. I was still studying my medicine. It didn't disturb me at all. And the reason why I will make this point is that I've found that in this country, young people come to me. I will go to a writing conference somewhere, and young people will come to me, and then they will seek me out and say, "You are Dr. Tolu Ajayi." Yes. Can I just see one of your books? You wrote this and that. And they come from Imo, Rivers, Niger, all over. And they will say that they've come especially to see me, to seek me out, to talk to me, that, because somebody was studying pharmacy, another was studying engineering, another was studying law and all that. And they said that, but they can't help writing poetry. And people keep telling them to stop because it's not their field. And I believe that, and they are really puzzled, these people, they are really puzzled, these children, I will call them, because they're about 20, 21, that, well, what should they do? Should they stop writing? And I have had to explain to them that no, it's a talent. This thing is a talent.
Ajayi's new book is fiction, but one that is based on a true story.
This one is called A Faction. If you look at the cover, you see that it's written A Faction Novel. Faction is a portmanteau word. We have these words that we call portmanteau words, when you join two words together and they have a joint meaning. For example, like brunch, breakfast and lunch, which means that it's food you eat maybe about 11 a.m. and it serves as breakfast and lunch. Or like smog, smoke and fog, because fog causes, and you can't see it, there is visibility. And so a faction is fact and fiction put together. This is a true story. This is a true story, but it's written as a novel. Because when you write a novel, you have to write it with a form, with a figure of speech, with imagery and things like that. And this book has imagery.
There were special guests, and some of them shared their thoughts, views, and insights.
I look back and remembered that there has been a lot of physician writers. These physician writers are doctors who creatively write on fields apart from their practice of medicine. And this dates back to the Greek medicine, when Apollo was the god of both poetry and medicine, and Escapilius was the Roman god of medicine.
The author also read from his book.
Every president has his aura, and he doesn't consciously create it. The particles and the particulars just fall and follow him like a crowd. And in this crowd, you discern a cloud, the core cloud. It usually starts in the days of campaign. Figures emerge and gather around him, and their numbers grow with each throw of the dice. Early days yet, they are just a net, keeping out the rest, but soon a nest, as the wheels of fortune roll faithfully forth. Then alas, and at last, a king is enthroned, and they are now a wall, a solid mass, warding off the masses that crowned the king.
Then came the time to unveil the new book.
God the Holy Spirit.
The event turned out to be one that was not just about the launch of a new book, but very much also about celebrating a man who has inspired many young Nigerian writers.
The author, Dr. Tolu Ajayi, is multi-talented. He's been able to combine medicine with writing, and also he's channeled his anguish, his concern about injustice, his frustration into a very positive endeavor. And that is what has enabled him to produce this very fascinating book, which I've read and find very educative and should be of great interest to the general public.
I mean, this is a man who is involved in different genres of writing. He's a novelist, he's a poet, he's written a couple of plays also, and he just keeps going. You know, I think it's very encouraging, especially for the youth, to know that you do not have to necessarily belong in a particular field before you can excel in other fields. As a medical doctor, he's put in so much, also as a creative writer, and I think this is something that's very good for the society.
He is very consistent, and God has blessed him, because one of the books I know for sure was used in secondary school in faraway Australia, and some of his books are also used in UK for elementary and secondary school. So if he has not been consistent and the high degree of finishing is not there, he will not be worldwide. And that is why he travels a lot to meet governments, to review his books, and to tell them what to do.
He's very meticulous, very hardworking, very, very dedicated.
Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. As always, please send us your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I am Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.